Got a few housekeeping news about the Pacers. First video is going to be about the Indiana Pacers targeting Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is looking at like $20 million a year. I'm hearing like floor. Okay, floor's 20 a year. I say give him a 4-year, $80 million deal. What do you guys think? This is a guy who can easily average 20 and 10. Realistically, he's a guy who averages probably on this Pacers squad 17 and 8, a few assists, and he kind of fits perfectly in between Tyrese Haliburton, Benedict Mathurin, and Miles Turner as the power forward, and then they're going to go out and get a wing, we assume. And he can play pretty well next to Jordan Nwora, Chris Duarte, Andrew Nembhard. So I don't think there's any problem there. And he would be like the team. Jordan Nwora is kind of more of a wing than I'd say a forward. And Kyle Kuzma is, dude, I really like when I look at Jordan Nwora and Kyle Kuzma being like your rotation for your power forwards. And then you have Stick Smith and Turner in the center spot. Maybe draft Taylor Hendricks or Cam Whitmore or Asar Thompson in there. And I think that's a really good group. What Kyle Kuzma is going to give you is this guy who has the shot creation ability, but he's more suited to be a third option offensively, which he'll be a third option. We assume Turner and Haliburton get the first 2 touches, and even maybe, certain lineups, Benedict Mathurin might get touches before Kyle Kuzma. So for me, when I look at this, it just makes a lot of sense for them to be interested in Kuz. 4-year, $80 million. That's another thing, is that if they do ever want to trade him, that becomes a very tradable contract. But yeah, 4-year, $80 million. I say he gets paid the same amount of money as Keldon Johnson. That seems pretty all right. And I'm curious. I'm curious because the way I see it is this is definitely a team that's trying to make the jump into playoff. And I know it's hard, but this is a good core. Tyrese Haliburton's a top 5 point guard, or at least he was this season. A guy was an MVP candidate. So for me, getting a guy like Kuzma who can defend, who can rebound, who can handle the ball a little bit, who can score, I think there is some interest in making that happen. Now, will it actually happen? Yeah, we don't know. He could also, the Wizards can pay him more than anybody else can. So that brings up a whole other can of worms that when you look at it, is it the right thing to do? Maybe, maybe not. And I'm definitely curious. Let me hear your guys' thoughts. Do you guys want Kyle Kuzma on the Indiana Pacers or not?